Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Keertana Krishnakumar, and I'm really excited to share with you the data science solution that my team and I have been working on for the early identification of non-higher education outcomes. But first, let's take a moment. Look at where we are. We're at Data Fest, at the Shard, here to celebrate our love for the work that we do. We had some great presentations reminding us of that. How did we even get here? Maybe with something like this? I'm sure we all remember our school days of studying for long hours, worrying about whether we're going to make the marks that we need. And more importantly, even if we do get high marks, will we actually achieve our goals? I think it's safe to say that most of us here turned out okay. But there can be bumps along the journey. In fact, 4 out of 10 students meet sixth form requirements, but don't actually manage to join. This means that since sixth form is a prerequisite for higher education and training pathways, these students might not be able to go on to that, even if they would like to. So why does this happen? Well, that is the question of our wonderful partners, United Learning, who is interested in finding out about this. They believe in the best in everyone, both staff and students, which means equipping their staff as best as they can to support students in achieving their future career goals. So in particular, they're interested in this project to identify students who are likely to perform quite well, however, might not achieve their future goals. However, this is a task that's easier said than done. United Learning has over 60,000 pupils spread across 93 schools, and they only have about 50+ career leads to support these students. That is where we come in. We helped United Learning come up with a 3-step process to first identify the students by predicting the likelihood of them going to sixth form using a gradient boosted decision tree model. Then we identified the students who are high priority, those who perform quite well but might not make it to sixth form. And finally, we look at common features across these students who are high priority to help United Learning identify early targeted interventions to support these students. So let's go back to our hardworking student and see how this works. United Learning was kind to provide us with a wide range of data sets with information about school, pupil characteristics, their marks, and more. With this, we were able to first predict the likelihood of whether they'll go to sixth form. So for this student, maybe we can say that's about a 40% chance. Then we identify whether the student is likely to perform well. And they are, according to what we see here. So this student is classified as high priority. Now, we want to understand why. So we look at the student's characteristics. So here we can see that the student is pupil premium eligible, which means that they might not have the means at home to help support them in their studies. So knowing this information, United Learning can now develop a targeted intervention to help these students. But this is just one student. United Learning has over 4,900 pupils who are currently entering year 9, and we were able to come up with insights for all of these students. So now the question is, how did our model perform? And luckily, we reserved a portion of our data set in which we can test and calculate how well our model was able to identify students who did not actually manage to make it to sixth form. And the results are pretty good. Our model was able to identify 4 out of the 5 students who will not make it to sixth form. So knowing this, we know that there can be immense impacts. We are able to identify over 800 students for whom United Learning can now have direct, actionable interventions to support. These forms of support can range across 6 forms. So not only we talked about pupil premium earlier, but also with other characteristics like special educational needs and more. Moreover, United Learning can apply these insights at 8 different levels of aggregation. So United Learning can provide resources or interventions at the school level or local authority level, so geographical levels, or by filtering for school type, Ofsted ratings, and more. So with all of these insights, our students' situation can change. Now they're no longer alone. They might have a career lead who is equipped with the insight to help them achieve their goals. Thank you all, and I look forward to seeing you at the poster session.